Stream us on your cell, laptop, desktop, or tablet at KFMA.com. You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Tuesday, March 12th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. We got a good one for you on this Tuesday, as usual. And, of course, a bunch of tickets to give away for shows that aren't in Tucson. Yes, I get that. And whenever I post about them, I get the same comments by the same dummies.
Yep.
Saying the same complaints, not paying attention. So, on the podcast broadcast, hopefully we'll stream it to KFMA Facebook page. We'll scream a little louder for the dummies in the back to understand the grand scheme of things. And at the same time, understand that we are trying to fight the good fight and bring these shows back. Now, it's not that there isn't any good shows that are coming to Tucson. In fact, this week, Plug and Molly at Rialto Theater, that's a banger of a show. If you don't know, get with the times. Also, Dead Poet Society, that's a band I've been screaming from the rooftops. Is gonna
made me a fan.
Yeah, dude, it's going to be your next favorite band.
Mm-hmm.
They are that good. And you can see them at Club Congress. Like, show out for these bands and build that relationship so they demand to their managers and their tour managers that they route through Tucson in the future.
Make them want it.
Yes, dude. Of course, there's concerts coming up at the fair with Chevelle and Sublime with Rome. And there'll be more, but as far as KFMA and fall ball, it's not a thing of the past, but we're just trying to, when I say we, unfortunately, I'm left out of the conversation. And I'll tell you this right now, Rico, if I was in this conversation, we would have had it last year. If I was in this conversation, it just would have been done and we would have been back to business as usual.
You would have had a Braveheart speech.
Yeah, man. The thing with the KFMA Day and why we don't have KFMA Day and fall ball is because we don't have a promoter that will put it on right now. The right promoter. That's it. The person to book it and everything else. And I understand that a lot of people out there, they believe that the radio station single-handedly books all these shows. And we don't, like we co-sign on shows and it's promoters that are bringing shows to the market. And this is how it always is.
Game.
Yeah, that is the game. And it's okay that people out there don't know that's the game. But I want people that listen to us, that ride with us, to be kind of smart marks, to be inside and understand the industry a little bit better and understand my frustration when it comes to announcing these shows, knowing that hands are tied and until we get the right people involved. And as far as finding the right people, I have a couple names in my phone that they're not allowing me to call. So, we'll
Cryptic
get there.
Texting.
Yeah. But it's all right. It's going to be one of those days. I paid my idiot tax last night.
You did?
Yeah. Did you?
No. What idiot tax?
When I'm
a lottery.
I'm a jackpot chaser. So, Powerball.
After everything we've learned.
No, I know. Well, look, it's for a lot of us. It's our last hope. And I was having a bad day and I'm like, what would turn that around? Getting FU money and just for all the haters. And so I was at the grocery store with my daughter. She's on spring break and I asked her just to pick out 5 random numbers. I was like, don't even think about it. This was going to be a foolproof strategy, right?
Let it come to you.
Yeah. And so she gave me 5 numbers. I jotted them down and I did a quick pick. So I did 2 and spent $4 on the jackpot for the Powerball. And I didn't win. And I found out this morning I didn't win. And my daughter, she's on spring break, but I was furious that she gave me bad numbers. So I woke her up and told her that she's grounded for the rest of spring break. I just how it
You
is.
are not the chosen one.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah, you just made me waste $2. So you're going to have to do at least $2 worth of chores around this house and not have fun during spring break. Don't ever give me wrong numbers.
That's a good method.
Yeah,
guilt tripping. Yeah.
Yeah. So next time when I ask her for the numbers, I think the pressure will be on her a little bit more because she knows the repercussions, right? So she'll have to give me the numbers that will win the Powerball or Mega Millions, because Mega Millions is Wednesday and that jackpot's even higher. So
you didn't buy her those psychic hippie crystals from the gem show for a reason. You know?
Exactly, dude. And that's another thing.
You got to use them.
Yeah. If you look around her room, she has more rocks than what's in the dirt in the desert, right? So she's surrounded by all that mystic healing energy.
Right.
And I figured enough of those crystals and quartz and whatnot would like cross streams and give her that psychic ability to give me at least the winning Powerball numbers. And it's not. And like I said, I know she's 18, but she doesn't realize she's 18, and I could ground her still very easily. So
don't read the fine print.
Eventually, she's gonna figure it out, dude. Like that, she's literally an adult. Yeah, but I'm still flexing, a dad, and like.
Oh yeah,
she'll be mad, but she doesn't put up a fight. And then just like in the back of my head, I'm like, it's good and bad at the same time. I'm like, it's good because this way she won't like F around, but it's bad because I'm like, oh, is she so dumb she doesn't realize she's an adult? She doesn't really have to listen that much.
It's like taking the leash off a dog or a horse. You're just like, you can go, right?
Yeah,
you know.
No. Oh, sorry, I got you.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Well.
Tricked you. I do love my daughter. All right, well, let's get right into the show. We got Rico's 5-star review. Two opportunities to win 2 massive pairs of tickets. Of course, Five Finger Death Punch and Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson returned to the stage. Direct support. Five Finger Death Punch will be giving that out a little bit later on. Also, Breaking Ben and Stained are going to be going on a massive tour. We'll have tickets to give away for that. And don't forget, we are still giving away $2,024 each and every day. Your first opportunity to qualify for the Rock 1 2.1 Cash Pals coming up at 6:30, and then another keyword to text in at 7:30. So all those reasons and more to stick around all morning long. Got your morning more on coming up after Disturbed. Kick things off with Green Day. It's Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. All right, there you go. So that was our show open this morning. Good morning, everybody. YouTube exclusive podcast broadcasts. Of course, we are still streaming on Twitch, which nobody watches, and Twitter, which people lurk on, which is interesting to see. But
with or without pants on.
Not on Facebook. I can't stream the show for 30 days on any of my Facebook pages that I'm associated with. That is Beef Vegan's page, Beef Vegan Presents, or the Rock 1 2.1 page. No live streaming, no advertising, no nothing, dude. Yeah, and it's because I really think of all the drama and fallout from that one chick who lied about me, and she lives on Facebook. I know she lives on Facebook. That's how I met her in the first place over 5 years ago, going on one date, which it was a date where I was presented with an opportunity to go back to her house and do the deed. But I was not into it. I was not feeling it. So I decided to go home and gave the excuse that, the dinner didn't sit right with me. And that's the reason why I couldn't come over. And then we ghosted from there. The question is that a dick move? I mean, how many people have been on a date and you just didn't hit off with the person on a date, and then you just don't end up talking to that person anymore after a date without any physical interaction? There wasn't a kiss. There wasn't a hookup. Yeah, I mean, I understand there's some obligations when you have physical intimacy. I get that. And I get how you could be perceived as a dick if you sleep with someone and you never talk to them again. That is rude.
You were on the toilet, not running bases.
Yeah, well, I mean, like that was the thing. I passed on the opportunity because I didn't want to have like meaningless sex with this woman. I wasn't necessarily physically attracted to her. But then she turned it around, and her whole like bashing on me was we went on a date. This is how she reimagined it, right? She took actual like little facts and then mixed it up. And when I was like, what the fuck, man? She said, I went on a date, and the entire time through dinner, I talked about shitting and my legal issues that I was currently involved in, which, anyone that's been on a date with me or has one-on-one conversation knows that I can conversate better than just talking about poop.
And if you do talk about poop, it'll be entertaining.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. We wouldn't dominate the conversation. I would move from one topic to the next.
Sure.
Right?
You do this for a living.
Yeah. Let's get on there and do a tease. But either way, I think she reported me, and Facebook makes it impossible to fight. Rocco and 2.1 KFB, welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan, exclusively because, Facebook makes it literally impossible to dispute any false claims or reports against your page.
It's almost impossible. It really is.
It really is, dude. It ruined my day and my productivity yesterday. I was already in a bad mood because I was, I discovered somebody lying about me in a vicious way where I was floored because I didn't think there was any ill will towards me and each other. We were Facebook friends. And when I saw what this girl was saying about me, I was like, how could you? I felt betrayed. I didn't think it was anything that could be that, ill-willed and spirited towards somebody against me. I didn't see it coming. Right. And so, but unfortunately, this girl literally lives on Facebook. She's one of these, has a life only on social media type people. So she was able to figure out a way to flag my live stream to a way to where Facebook is like, no, you effed up and you got 30-day ban. We don't want to hear it. And I'm like, can you at least review it?
Can you at least look at the context?
Yeah, man. There's nothing in
Please.
there that says any hate speech, anything that violates Facebook's term of services. But either way, we're not allowed to live stream on Facebook for 30 days, which you know what? We live on YouTube anyways. Now we join the likes of an elite
Insert
few.
controversial
Yeah,
figure.
yeah. Alex Jones, Andrew Tate, Joe Rogan, you name it.
We're in the club.
We're in the club now. Look at us. Look what you made us do. All right. So coming up next, we're going to talk about this whistleblower from Boeing. Did he commit suicide or it was something disastrous? Also, the Pentagon released a UFO report. They admit to UFOs, but then something else they say in the report kind of contradicts it. Yes, we're going to cover that as well. And then maybe even Deep Thoughts Politics. What are you sheeple not talking about? All on the YouTube podcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Keep it right here. We got more coming up after Theory of a Dead Man RX. The lizard people want to molest you. Rock 102.1 KFMA.
We're gonna be the new Alex Jones inadvertently.
Yeah. I mean,
here we go.
I have the same body type and our voices are similar. So
Take off your shirt and start raging.
Mm-hmm. Bohemian Grove was trending for an entire week last week because of Ryan Garcia, right? And we talked about Ryan Garcia and his meltdown. But here's the thing with Bohemian Grove, right? Because a lot of the trending on this, and if you don't know about Bohemian Grove, the conspiracy theory is the elites meet there and they do sacrificial rituals.
To Moloch.
Yeah, to the demigods and whatnot. But Alex Jones actually built a career based off of his leaked footage of one of these rituals. But here's the deal with this. No life was sacrificed during this filming. It was essentially a play, and there was a large crowd of people there. And to me, it's hard to buy into this satanic power grab aspect of Bohemian Grove. And when it really just looks like a lame ass play that people can literally buy tickets, anyone could buy tickets to and attend. And Alex Jones being there was the example of that, right? So
he snuck in.
No, he definitely bought tickets. And look I've seen Shakespeare.
Ticketmaster?
Yeah, well, this was in the 90s, so before Ticketmaster had a stranglehold on every event. But I've seen Shakespeare in the Park before, and it's very similar. And, and these people are pretending to do all this stuff, and they had little special effects. And so for me personally, I never looked at that video as the smoking gun evidence of this ultra elite. It looked like a bunch of nerds cosplaying and, playing Satanists, but not necessarily being Satanists.
Yeah, that's not worrying at all either way.
Whatever. A lot of people do.
Well, Nixon even commented on it a long time ago on some hidden recordings, which I find hilarious because he hated it. He's just these fancy LA, and he said the F word and a few other things about it. But
and Bohemian Grove is where? Because it does look
I think
beautiful.
it's San Francisco area.
Yeah. Okay,
but,
so that's funny too, because where I saw Shakespeare in the Park was in San Francisco.
Well,
was it in Bohemian Grove?
Were they sacrificing mock children? I don't know. Maybe.
Was I sodomized? I don't even know.
I don't remember.
Yes, I am in media. I mean, I'm in Tucson, so can't say that if I did get sodomized for the sake of success. I feel like I got the short end of the stick on that one.
Do it for the gram.
I guess. But yeah, anyways, way to trigger my fear of lizard people. Sorry, Todd. And you know what? We'll get you on the podcast here in a second. But the Boeing thing is a trip, and we're going to talk about that just a little bit. And our top story, which is Ragmag stuff, was the big winner of the Oscars being Ozempic. I got before and after pics, just of a year difference of all these celebrities who lost a dramatic amount of weight and are looking their best right now. And people are speculating that this year's Oscars was literally brought to you by Yes. So if we had the money to do that, in fact, actually, we'll start off with the fluff piece. Not talk conspiracy theory. I'll do a 180 on the FM side. And we'll see. You'll see the pictures. Let's see. Yeah, and it's always suspicious when a whistleblower dies of suicide for sure. So I mean,
more than suspicious.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, we're not necessarily like jumping on the official narrative. That's for sure. All right, let's get on the air. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. That's Theory of the Dead Man with RX. And now, of course, the Oscars were 2 nights ago. Why are we still talking about it? Because there are some, more fallout. Kind of just showcasing. Who really sponsored the Oscars. So I came across a piece, which is a Ragmag piece, but I found it very interesting, saying, was this year's Oscars brought to you by the weight loss drug Ozempic? Ozempic, in case you don't know, is this miracle drug that the elites are taking. It's very expensive. Normal people can get on the list and take it as well. And basically what it is you take a shot and it magically melts away all the fat in your body. And if you're thinking to yourself, damn, I would love that. I would love not work out and diet and still look my best. Oh, wouldn't we all? Right? But the A-list get it first. And I'm all about these people getting this drug first because I want to wait a couple years to see if, let them
be the guinea pigs.
Yeah. See what happens if their genitals fall off or anything like that.
Right.
But I'm going to show on the podcast broadcast a little before and after. This is a 1 year difference between guests who were at the Oscars last year and guests who were at the Oscars this year. But there's a dramatic weight difference, meaning they look their best. We'll start off with Jesse Clems, right? Jesse Clems. With his beautiful wife, Kirsten Dunst. Now, Jesse, you know him from Breaking Bad and various other films like Killers of the Flower Moon. He was recently in. Now, the thing with Jesse Clem in Breaking Bad is that he was also in the movie El Camino, which was supposed to be immediately after Breaking Bad, but it took me out of that timeline because Jesse notably gained weight, dude, and he aged like 10 years. So
they said his character had a bee allergy or something.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like he was allergic to everything he touched because he got super puffy, right? He did not look like his original character. So here's Jesse at the Oscars in 2022, looking notably thick. And then here's Jesse in 2024.
Glow up.
Super glow up. Now this guy is the skinniest he's ever been, dude. Hey, wasn't he in Mighty Ducks? Wasn't he a child actor?
Was he?
Yes, he was always a chubby kid. Now he did look decently fit, or at least intimidating in Breaking Bad, but now he is at a point where he's down to 160 pounds, literally melted all the ounce of fat on his body. And if you think being in shape, or not being in shape doesn't matter to your wife who loves you, check out the difference in smiles between Kirsten Dunst in 2022 and 2024. She is beaming. That's the glow of a girl whose husband has good cardio now and is putting it down in a whole different way. All right. So Jesse being the first one. And then America Fiera. Now, 2019, I've always been a fan of America. She started off with Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, which she wasn't necessarily hot in. But if you notice recently, she's looking smoking hot. Now, I like thick America. I like my America like I like my Americans, slightly overweight. Now America in 2019 looks like basically a standard Tucson thought, and I'm all about it. But here she is in 2024.
Now she looks like France Ferrero.
Right, dude. Noticeably, her head's a little bit bigger because she has the head of a chubby woman, but the body of curvaceous someone who's about 130 pounds, living her best life, right? Brendan Fraser, I think, is one of the biggest examples. Brendan Fraser's career literally melted away as he continued to put on the pounds. In fact, he made a career comeback playing a morbidly obese guy where they only had to give him just a little bit of prosthetic makeup. Now, here's a picture of Brendan Fraser in 2021, shortly before his role in the movie The Whale, which Brendan Fraser here is close to 300 pounds. super fat. Now, we will remember him as being a cut-up Encino Man, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's
George
back.
of the Jungle.
Yep. Here he is again. Now, just a couple years later, looking back to his original self, minus the weight, added hair plugs with his beautiful wife, Jeannie Moore. So, again, just more examples of what potentially be Ozempic. Now, they're showing Emily Blunt in this picture. Now, Emily Blunt has always been a beautiful woman. And, of course, she was nominated for Oscar and presented an Oscar. But when they showed these side-by-side pictures here, I was like, oh, yeah, she did lose weight. So in 2023, she's looking, pretty decent, probably about 125 pounds, naturally curvy, looking like a gorgeous A-lister. Here she is the following year. She has dropped that weight, and you see more definition, more tone in her neck. Not that she's been working out, but she just slimmed down. Just more examples of Ozempic taking over Hollywood. And if you thought this year's celebrities at the Oscars looked better, well, then you could thank one thing: miracle drug. Here's another example. Lupita, how do you say her last name?
I don't even want to try to butcher it.
Young. She's been in several films. She's gorgeous here. Again, looking thick and gorgeous. But look at her this last year, right? She dropped about 30 pounds. Just all at the Oscars last night. So just one of many. Even Melissa McCarthy. If you haven't been noticed, Melissa McCarthy, legendarily plump. And this is her at the Oscars again.
Slightly less plump.
Okay, you know what? Ozempic can't work on everybody. That's a rundown.
I'm trying to sell these
Oscars.
pills here, Rico. Shut up.
Well, it's going to be in pill form soon enough, and then the average people can have it. Now, America is the most obese country in the world. In fact, actually, we have more overweight people than there are starving people in the world. We got to that point. So, Ozempic seems like the only answer to get America at least being number one as far as attractiveness again, because we're not even in the top 10 right now, thanks to, places like Whataburger. Nah. Just kidding, Whataburger. All right, let's hit the reset. We're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us exclusively on youtube.com/beefvegan. More coming up after music from Incubus on Rock 102.1. All right, so what do you think? You think all these celebrities are doping up on Ozempic and then banging like jackrabbits?
It's the new hot thing since cocaine fell out of fashion. So,
well, you say cocaine fell out of fashion, but I don't think so. I think it's Ozempic and cocaine that leads to
combo.
Yeah, that's how Jesse Clems, he lost his weight so quick.
Yeah,
he doubled up. All right, it is a Tuesday. We have so many funny things that we got to earlier this morning that I want to share with you, like today's Morning Moron. In case you missed it, well, a little something like this. Check it out. On KFMA, that was Disturbed. It is now 6:15 and time for your Morning Moron. I know a lot of Tucson drivers would probably like to be like this man for a second. A vigilante driver who just was fed up with bad drivers on the road. And so he would punish these bad drivers by letting them know they were bad drivers by kind of driving recklessly and driving into them. He was essentially like the bumper cars police. Okay. Now, he wouldn't crash into any good drivers. No, it was 100% like a karmic driving. If he saw you like changing lanes without you putting your blinker on or you cutting somebody off, he would rev up behind you and then crash into you NASCAR style.
Tell me why I sympathize with this man.
Oh, yeah, why do you sympathize? I mean, okay, look, you can't take the law in your own hands. And obviously we're talking about, him and Morning Moron. So you got to understand that the overall message of this story is that he is a moron, but you cannot take the law into your own hands in any scenario.
All right.
But he told police when he was arrested that he was sick of people tailgating, lane hogging, and driving slow. So he probably ran into your grandmother, right?
Okay, he loves Tucson.
Yeah. Now he was not a pillar of safety by any means. In addition to crashing into other cars, he was also driving like a lunatic with speeds up to 130 miles an hour.
Gee.
Yes. This man from the UK who's 46 years old, said that there were several victims that were ended up hospitalized because of his actions. Thankfully, nobody died. The police say his rampage lasted about a half hour and he crashed into 9 vehicles before he was finally caught and arrested. To top it all off, this vigilante who was tired of bad drivers was doing the driving while high on a cocktail of drugs, including cocaine, marijuana, and alcohol.
Well then.
Yes. So
he was angry.
He was angry, right? He was zooted and crossfaded, and then got in his car, started driving 130 miles an hour like a methed out Batman.
Yep.
And then started running into cars he deemed bad drivers.
Turn signal.
Seemingly missing the irony about his own bad driving, right? So everything about this dude is morning one. So quick recap. 46-year-old guy from the UK. Obviously, he's driving on the wrong side of the road. He's high on a lot of cocaine, weed, and alcohol, and decides to, basically regulate the roads, and doing so NASCAR style, and sending people to the hospital, crashing into 9 vehicles. For all those reasons and more, this dude is a maniac, and today's Morning Moron. There you go. So that was Morning Moron from today. Let's do an animals attack, dude. Yeah, there's viral videos here. This first one, check out the sharks here in Florida.
Go. Oh, drop it down. The giant freaking pull it up.
This guy, I hope he falls in.
The whole thing.
I know.
Pull it up. Oh, dude, they're attacking each other, attacking the trailer. Look at them. Oh my God.
Yeah, then they started attacking the motor. Check this out.
Oh.
You're like, fuck it, we want to eat you. Yeah.
Dude.
No.
This is insane. They keep attacking the trolling motor. No. You'll lose the gas. Oh,
this all started because the dude caught a fish.
Yeah,
so imagine you catch
man?
like a big fish. You're like, finally. And then try to murder you.
you got him.
Right.
Go. Yep. Pull.
Look at that gut. Look at that Florida man gut right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't let him get him. Don't let him get him. He's coming. Go. Oh!
He's doing the Tallahassee truck.
Drop it down.
God.
Drop it down.
And that looks delicious too. Obviously the sharks thought so.
He is the exact opposite of my reaction, pretty much. What would be? I'd be like cowering in fear.
Would you?
Oh, I hate sharks.
Well, I mean, you're in the boat, so I mean, hopefully you'd be safe.
Without a motor, eventually.
Yeah. Now, that was our first one, animals attack situation. The next story, this is interesting and pretty funny. Golfers in Victoria, Australia had to pause their games thanks to a new kind of hazard. They say that, and there's a video posted of this, that a fair dinkum stampede of kangaroos appeared during his game of golf. So this is what happens in Australia when you try to play golf. A fair dinkum stampede. That's what it's called. Now this happened at the country club out there. And he noted that they have had kangaroos on their 2 courses before, but never like this. It was a massive group, and I want to share it with you here.
Is that a fair dinkum?
A fair dinkum stampede. So hopefully there's not a commercial.
I'll be damned, mate.
Clip. There is a commercial. Give 2 seconds here before I get my fair dinkum up.
I've never heard that term.
Yeah, I know. Neither have I.
Fair dinkum.
Yeah, and now we need to know.
It's not like the region. It's an actual name of like a herd of kangaroo.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, watch.
It's a stampede.
That's a stampede.
It's a stampede. It's a Jurassic Park scene.
Damn, dude, that is Jurassic Park.
It is a fair dinkum stampede.
Fair dinkum.
That's amazing.
It's kind of beautiful until you get crashed into.
Stand on my golf ball.
Typical Aussie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that the most?
It's majestic.
Yeah. The most. No, don't do that. Okay.
But I would look out for a T-Rex right behind them.
Oh, I know. Like,
What
why
the
are they
hell
all running?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the predator that's
A giant
chasing them?
kangaroo.
Stampede.
Crocodile. It's like the Red Dead Redemption 2 crocodile.
Yeah, dude.
It is a fair dinkum stampede.
Fair dinkum. So, fair dinkum. I have to know.
You have to Google it. That's what you got to do. I know. Sorry.
It's like a term they say.
Yeah, they do move in herds. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see. Jeff said my uncle caught a juvenile
Oh, wow.
hammerhead a year ago. Caught some fish, and the shark came. I got hooked as well. Second time ever I got to pet a shark. Nice. Let's see. Sounds a bit like Todd Marley. Thanks, Jared, for joining the stream there. Let's see. Speaking of Todd, I'll
Fair
invite him.
dinkum used to emphasize or seek confirmation of the genuineness or truth of something. Fair dinkum. Start using that.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody start using
use it
it.
in a sentence.
Well, this radio show sure is a fair dinkum. It's a fair dinkum radio show.
Well, it is a fair dinkum radio show. I don't know if you're using it right in that context, but I do agree.
It's my first time.
Yeah. Whenever you're complimenting the radio show, I do have to agree. I take compliments at this point in time, based off the last 48 hours I've had. I'll take any compliment I can receive, to be honest with you. I mean, seriously, what a fucking headache all that has been.
Oh yeah.
We digress. I mean, honestly, I was trying to go to sleep last night, and I've been having issues sleeping. I've been stressing or whatever for whatever reasons. But then I was just like, I should take Wednesday off. I was like trying to convince myself to take Wednesday off. Yeah, but while I'm like tossing and turning, because it's like 2 nights in a row where I've had shit sleep, and I'm just like, hey, a good midweek day off for no reason would be
that would do me right.
Yeah.
That'd be fair dinkum.
But I am gonna do the show tomorrow. I'm just letting you know.
Have you tried? I've been doing since my sleep schedule's so funky to begin with, the melatonin gummies.
You know what? I have before when I was in my previous relationship, because my ex would use them all the time. But I found, just like NyQuil, taking a melatonin gummy, it's difficult for me to shake it off in the morning.
See, I had the dose they said to take was 2. I forget how many milligrams it was, but after a couple nights of doing 2 of them, I was having nightmares. Like night terrors.
Yeah.
And I looked it up because I thought it might have just been a coincidence. And I looked it up like, oh yeah, there's melatonin nightmares. I'm like, well, I wish somebody would have told me that.
Yeah, I know.
It was like satanic demons coming after me.
That's one of the reasons why I like doing NyQuil, dude, is having those tripped out dreams. And thank you for that comment, Lindsay. I appreciate you too. So I had those dreams, those night terrors, the NyQuil induced like hallucinations are fantastic.
You enjoy them.
I do. Yeah, it's a nice little trip. Let's say hi to Todd Marley.
You're the reason that we have to get ID'd. Basically.
Well, yeah. Oh, speaking of melatonin, I did do a story yesterday that kids going to the ER because of melatonin overdose has increased. Yeah, they definitely, because they're gummies and they're candies. These kids have been eating too many of them. Morning, Todd. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Be Vegan?
Good, dude. So you're gonna be going on vacation here soon?
Yes, much needed mental break from everything.
I feel that, dude. Are you going to an actual place, or are you just gonna not do anything?
We're going to Orlando. We're doing 2 different theme parks with fast passes and the whole Disney
there's only
Disney tour guide.
You're not going shark fishing?
No. We're blowing a college education on going to Disney.
Yeah, when Todd and his wife do these theme parks, they do it super baller style, where like literally it's beyond fast pass. They get this kind of access and tour guide stuff where they are this like VIP exclusive, and it costs like over $10,000. What is the ballpark cost of your Orlando Disney World vacation going to be?
They will charge just to get the tour guide. It doesn't include tickets. It doesn't include parking. Just to get the tour guide, I think it's $800 an hour with a minimum of 8 hours.
I'm in the wrong business, dude.
$800 an hour for
a tour guide.
Minimum of 8 hours. We got to talk about this on the air, but insane. But again, it's a unique experience. And when you want to try to attack every aspect of the park in one day, you're not going to be able to do so with GA passes.
Not one park. We're going to do 4 Disney parks in a single day.
It's exhausting.
And you better get a handy on each one.
I'm excited. Well, he's got his wife with him, so yeah. I mean,
but they will have a car. They'll have a car for us to take us between.
Rock 102.1 KF, man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We got Todd Marley joining us on the podcast broadcast, and he's talking about going on vacation. And turn your mic down just a little bit, because you're got a little. Get in there, Spears. You could join us. So as Justin Spears from ESPN Radio joins us, I'm gonna stop geeking out with Rico and just get on the damn microphone, dude.
Sorry,
and
Dad.
get the headphones on, because we're gonna be talking with Todd. So basically, Todd is going on vacation. He's going to Orlando Disney World and the various theme parks. But when Todd does the theme parks, he does it super baller status, and it literally drops down a year's worth of house payments just to have this experience. And he just said his tour guide is $800 an hour, minimum of 8 hours, right?
Mhm.
That you have to book it. And that's per person, Todd?
No, that's not per person. That part includes 10 people, but it doesn't include park tickets.
Okay. Well, you got up to 10 people. How many people are going to be in your group?
Please say it's just you and your wife.
7. Yeah, that's just me and Owen. That's it. No. No, I think there's 7 of us total right now.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. You're justifying the cost a little bit, but give me an idea of what you're all going to experience with this super VIP. I just took out a second mortgage on my home type of experience at Disney
Well,
World.
we're gonna start the day in the new Star Wars, wherever that is, off in their Universals or Hollywood section. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then we will meet our guide there after we have our own breakfast and do our own thing for a few hours. And they will just take us where we want to go. So if we say we want to go on X ride, they will take our bags for us and say, here is the back way in, bypass all of these plebs, and please just go immediately onto said ride.
So do you get dirty looks from people when you're at these theme parks?
Oh, God, no. God, no. God, no. They put walls between us.
Oh, really? So they don't even see you cutting in line because you're in like the secret tunnel access to all these rides.
Usually it's the people when you see at the end when the lines merge in, there's another little secret hidden one on the side that injects right into that secondary line, that fast pass line that they can eject people into and cut into that. And that's where I will come in from.
See, that's the insanity of these theme parks nowadays. So they go, okay, you got the general admission for all the poor people, right? Then you have the fast pass, poor people who want to be fiscally responsible.
Right.
Then you have like super fast pass, and then you got super VIP elite Illuminati pass, which is Todd.
Shadow people pass.
Yeah.
It's we will have a car that will take us between parks. So we just get to pick and choose what we want to do, and then we'll go from Animal Kingdom to Epcot to Magic Kingdom.
Do you get to throw tomatoes at the poor people?
No, we don't have time for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't. They have to try to.
We literally don't have time for that.
So
Like, we'll get to go
Streamline.
down into secret tunnels and go between parks through hidden paths and ways and
The
see all
tunnels.
kinds of weird things.
All right, give me this. Okay, give me a ballpark figure. What do you think the entire total cost is going to be for this vacation trip? That
The
involves
whole vacation,
the whole vacation in a nutshell, dude.
because that also includes a day at Universal with not the full tour guide, just fast passes. We've done the tour guide thing before. We're just allergic to lines.
I guess, yeah. No one likes standing in a line, but
He does.
yeah. But how much money are you willing to spend to not stand in a line, Justin?
I'm going to keep my money.
Yeah.
This will be a once in a lifetime experience for sure, but we're probably spending $25K plus.
This guy gets paid way too much for what he does. I mean, good for you, Todd.
You better get to
I'm
shoot
so-
the shark and blow it up like in Jaws when you get to Universal for that.
Yeah, the real shark. You know,
Like, what the hell?
$25,000 for
In this economy.
Orlando trip. And honestly, you're not the only ones that buy these packages. Obviously, they probably sell out these packages all the time, and you even have to get on a waiting list, right?
We had to get like 90 days before was as soon as you could do it, and if we did not do it like the morning of 90 days in advance, we weren't getting it.
Wow.
I'm looking for a tour guide job now.
Yeah, you
Like,
should.
Oh, look, Disneyland.
What
Cool.
are you gonna,
There's
what
a
are you-
log flume.
You want to be a tour guide for Sabino Canyon? Pays $3 an hour.
To start,
Yeah.
get my foot in the door.
Maybe golf and stuff. You could double up on that. Yeah.
Get kicked out.
Well, good for you, Todd. I expect to get lots of pictures, and because I'll never be able to live like the elite, but at least I can vicariously
Yes.
live through the way that you are.
Well, it'll be on the East Coast, so I will be 3 hours in front of you, which means I'll be awake and active and doing things when you're
Ooh.
here
Yeah,
doing this, so I could check in.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so I could be miserably tired and feel extra poor while you have the time of your life in Orlando. Oh, good for you.
Stream the
Good for you.
tunnels. I want all the
Once in a
secrets.
lifetime. We will never do this.
It's
again.
not-
We probably won't go to a theme park again until my son eventually has children.
First off, nah, it's not once in a lifetime because you just did this super VIP experience less than 2 years ago and spent
Twice
pretty
in
much
a
the same
lifetime.
amount.
Different park, okay.
You spent my year's salary at 2 amusement parks. All right. We're going to keep the conversation
churros.
moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. You can join us there or keep it right here because we got music on the way from Lincoln Park and Rock 102.1 KFMA. and go ahead and show off the shirt to the streamers. This is what
Gabagool.
Yeah, so
Gabagool.
Justin and
Maroon.
Rico have this great little like love for the Sopranos that they
Yeah, we're
bond
not the
over.
only ones, guy.
Yeah, and so what's funny about it is so he just comes in like,
Yeah. More for my guy.
yeah.
He was the one who got it for me for my birthday.
Oh, yeah, okay, nice.
Gabagool.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
So you got this bromance going on, you guys. I love it. I love that it's growing. You just were at the Color Guard, but I heard that your Color Guard experience was a little different because you're broadcasting live from 7 to 9 a.m. and the Color Guard didn't even start till 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're broadcasting live for an audience of none, and then you get booted out before even people are allowed into the property.
Pretty much.
Good times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but I'm also covering the event for the Arizona Daily Star, so I got to hang around the tournament and be around the players and stuff like that. It was a really cool experience.
Well, yeah,
Nice.
you get access because of your other, connections, and Ali, I'm sure, gets access because his of other connections. So you guys
Yeah.
are there hanging out.
yeah, he's a conquistador, so he's being a part of the event.
Yeah, he's putting it on. But at the same time, dude, like being a conquistador, you would think you guys would like have the connection, be like, how about we do our show from like 4 to 6? Or,
Yeah.
12 to 2 in front of some people, hobnobbing with some VIPs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next year.
Will it be next year?
Next year, we're probably gonna move to the afternoon.
Okay,
It'll be
good.
great.
Yeah. Is that the show in general or just a live broadcast?
Just the live broadcast. Like we will have a special Spears and Ali
Good.
potentially. If
Well, that'd
not,
be good.
whatever, we'll still be there regardless.
Because you're covering there. Who was the famous people that were at the Conquistador event this year?
Well, as far as like the golfers,
Yeah. And wasn't there a celebrity pro-am as well?
yeah, there was a celebrity pro-am. Yeah, Roger Clemens in town. The
Okay.
MLB great pitcher. Who
Yes,
should be a
yes.
Hall of Famer.
Yes.
He was
Kind
part
of
of
an
the pro-am.
a-hole legendarily, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard.
Yeah.
He actually recently pitched for the Savannah Bananas. I don't know if you heard about them.
All they're
That
like
was
Harlem
great.
Globetrotters
I love
those
guys.
of baseball. Yeah.
Tucson needs one of those.
Yeah. He pitched for them at the grand age of 61 years old. So yeah, Roger Clemens, he was there. Terry Francona, the former Cleveland Guardians manager, Arizona Wildcats legend who led the Boston Red Sox to a World Series,
Okay.
many World Series,
Yeah.
I should say. He was here. Mike Kendrea, the longtime Arizona softball coach, he was in the pro-am as well. So in years past, they've been able to get like Reggie Bush, Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air,
Yeah.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yeah, all the
But,
big names.
This year, the celebrities were a little more mild in
Okay.
terms of guys that they brought in the past.
As far as like notable golfers, who was the most notable professional golfer that came through and played this year?
Not John Daly, I'll tell you that.
Ah,
Damn it.
sadly.
Only one that matters.
Yeah, John Daly is a fantastic name. And actually, I remember my buddy Paul Volpe telling me stories about afterwards, him drinking it up and telling stories with the crew. And
That's
yeah,
so fun.
he's a character, dude. Exactly how
That would be a
think he is.
VIP experience you pay for.
Right.
So that's
Just sit there and drink Jack and Diet Coke
Yes.
to John Daly and chain smoke and
oh yeah,
listen to him just talk nonsense.
8 hours minimum.
Yeah.
He is a maniac.
It's
yeah.
crazy. Someone actually followed him for a round, not at Cologar Classic. It was just a round somewhere else. And they tracked all the things that he consumed in an 18-hole round of golf. And it was like 6 Diet Cokes, 6 bags of peanut M&Ms, 12 cigarettes, and 0 ounces of water.
Yeah,
No
he's
water.
like a camel with that. His it's 100% his hydration is through Diet Cokes, and it's crazy too because like John Daly loves the same things I love, and I'm like, fuck, dude. I'm like, I am the same
Should have taken him
same
golfing.
diet. Peanut M&Ms, I call them protein pills, and
Mhm.
like, I take too many of those protein pills for sure. So
Did you see his Taco Bell order through like DoorDash
Oh,
or
God.
Uber Eats or whatever it was?
no, what
No.
was it?
He had well over $400 worth of Taco Bell ordered to him. Like, well, you could look this up. I swear to God.
That he ate by himself?
That I don't know if he ate by himself, but
hope not.
yeah,
Legend.
he had it delivered. And I'm trying to think of like the most amount that I've ever spent on Uber Eats or DoorDash. And I
Right.
think
Yeah.
probably like $25.
I was
Right.
gonna say, to be fair, that fee is pretty exorbitant, but I mean, for $400 worth, that's a healthy amount of food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, that's all the chalupas.
That's a lot of chalupa.
Honestly, recently, scientists have discovered that both wolves and worms, closely located near Chernobyl, have developed a superpower of being able to, not have like be affected by radiation whatsoever and get cancer. So based off of that, researchers are now trying to find out the genomes that they developed that they could utilize as a potential medicine so future generations don't get cancer to make us superhuman. I feel like researchers should pivot and pay attention to John Daly and his DNA
Right.
and see what the fuck is going on there
Yep.
and give us all a dose of that, dude. Because not that he's a physical specimen. I mean, he is somewhat of a super athlete because he's been a professional golfer and that's not easy to do. But he's also a fat bastard. Who probably has erectile dysfunction. Just throwing it out there. There's a good chance of that.
You can't win it all, man.
Yeah, because there's no Silfadel or any like active Viagra ingredients in peanut M&Ms. I could like vouch for
Attest to
that.
that.
Yeah.
Uh,
You eat half a bag of M&Ms, you're not getting a boner anytime quick. So, but they still need to study him to be like, how?
Yeah.
And I thought all life needs to live off water, all life.
Yeah.
Except for John Daly, who's 100% diet Coke fed. So
I never understood those people who just like refuse to drink water.
they're like, I don't do
Yeah.
water. I'm like,
and
okay.
especially in a desert, if you meet him here in Arizona, it doesn't make sense. Rock One
Mutants.
2.1, who's this? Yo,
All right, Techno Mike.
somebody's calling. I'll take a second. Yo, you're on the air. What's going on? Okay.
Good
What
song.
Was that the song I was playing? Yeah, it was.
Hmm.
So good. It was someone
A little
listening.
creepy.
Just couldn't hear me. That's fine. Song I'm playing now is a song that I put in because I was thinking of Spears when I picked it. It's called My Stepdad's a Con and My Stepmom's a Dom.
Whoa.
No effects.
Wow.
Nice. Very kind of you.
I know.
Far too kind.
Hey, we're getting ready for March Madness, of course. Did the U of A Wildcats men's team to get their seed? Do we know what we're looking at?
Not yet. They got Pac-12 tournament this week.
Okay, it's happening this
So-
week. Is it in Vegas again?
Yep. Las Vegas, last one for the Pac-12 as we know it. Then they go to the Big 12 and their conference tournament is in Kansas City.
Not as cool.
Not as cool. Not as many
Mhm.
Arizona fans will be there. Kansas takes over that venue because Lawrence, Kansas is like an hour away
Yeah.
from Kansas City. So
It's a home court advantage.
it's a home court advantage.
Stupid unfair.
So
Vegas was always great, with the exception of UNLV, who were part of the Pac-12. But they don't necessarily get that home court advantage, even being in Vegas. Diehards from schools all around, any excuse to go to Vegas is a good one. So yeah, that's a major loss. Very short-sighted. I understand the reason why is the TV residuals and the big money that goes along with being in that Congress or conference.
yeah, well, that's what kickstarted all of this is
Mhm.
media rights contracts. How much
Mhm.
media money are you bringing into your respective schools / conference? And the Pac-12 over the last decade or so fell so far behind the ball that SEC, Big 10, Big 12, they moved past it. Like there was a point in time, like a decade ago, that the Pac-12 could have gotten Texas and Oklahoma and other Big 12 schools because the Pac-12 was a premier conference. But over the last decade, they fell so far behind, and now the conference has imploded, and it all goes back to TV money and partnering with these media conglomerates.
So who's in charge of that though? Is it just one? Is it like a
Well-
group of people, or is it?
Well, so you look at SEC Network, they're partnered up with ESPN.
Mhm.
You look at Big
ACC
10
Network is also
ACC
there.
Network, they're all partnered with someone. The Pac-12 was like, we're going to be by ourselves. We're going to operate by ourselves. And it's
That's
like,
how
no,
they
you
have
got to
to-
get in with these conglomerates, man.
Yeah.
And so
We gotta
they
get back on the
operated
air.
independently. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to B Figure Presents. We got Todd Marley joining us via satellite, Justin Spears from ESPN Radio joining us for the podcast broadcast, talking about these different the collegiate divisions and reasons why our U of A Wildcats would switch divisions. And it really comes down to money and who these conferences associate with as far as media conglomerates. And Pac-12 didn't have one. Right. So Pac-12 was just independently freelancing out games to people and didn't see the big picture.
Yeah, the Pac-12 network was like, we're just going to be operating by ourselves. We're going to broadcast our own games. And then when we're not broadcasting live events, we're just going to play replays of past games all throughout the day. It's a boring product. It's compared to the other conference networks, it's not the same.
And I'll add that they were overcharging, which is their big problem. ESPN offered the Pac-12, I think something like $40 million for a year's worth of broadcast. Something like a reasonable offer, not great, but a real reasonable offer for the Pac-12. And the Pac-12 just balked at it because they were greedy. And that's the real triggering event that caused all this.
And the Pac-12 hasn't been on DirecTV. So a lot of people
no
who have
DirecTV. They're on Sling. That's where they are.
Sling,
They're on Sling.
yeah.
Player.
Huh.
So a lot of people are like, I don't have Pac-12 network. I can't watch the Arizona Wildcats play. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So, and now they're going to the Big Ten. How many teams are in the Big Ten?
Big 12.
Oh, Big 12. Did they change it from Big 10 to Big 12?
No, they've always been the Big 12, but now
So-
they've added like Cincinnati, Houston, Central Florida.
How many teams in the Big 12?
15? 16?
16.
Why don't they change the name?
Yeah.
Brand recognition.
well,
I'm
catchy.
sorry. Am I nitpicking? What are you talking about? This is the Big 12. Big 12 initially was the Big 12 teams. Was that? Am I correct in this assumption?
Yes.
Right. And now they have 15. So at what point is it rebrand? First off, 15 looks better on a jersey than 12. I would say. I mean, I know that's personal opinion. I feel like you could make it just because the way the 5 goes like circle out in a way. You could kind of make a more round logo, a Big 15.
Or just put 2 numbers on, like Big 12 to 20, like variable.
Yeah,
Just
well,
over here.
asterisk, yeah. Depending on who we pick up or
Yeah.
drop next season, who doesn't bring in the dough. The reason why we even
Right.
brought this up is because the U of A Wildcats this weekend are their final Pac-12 conference championship in Las Vegas this weekend, and those games you're going to be able to see where.
Those will actually be nationally televised later on in the rounds, I believe. I think, Pac-12 tournament or the Pac-12 network, they will have the first few. And I think the championship game, Todd probably knows this.
Yeah, the Pac-12 network does have the first round. The second round should go off to ESPN somewhere.
Yeah,
Possibly even the CBS network. I haven't looked that far into the future.
right. And then what are Tommy Lloyd and the boys seeded at going into this tournament? Number 1.
Numero uno, Pac-12
Yeah.
regular season champs.
Yeah, no, they won the tournament last year.
Yep.
And so they're looking
Last 2
to
years.
go- yeah, last 2 years. So looking for the trifecta. You think they get 3-peat?
I think they're going to three-peat. The conference isn't as good as it was the last couple of years. And the Wildcats right now, they are playing for number 1 seed.
Yeah.
And in order to get that number 1 seed for the NCAA tournament, they got to take care of business in Vegas.
Nice. All right. Is there anything that could get in their way?
Yeah, the team that just beat them this past weekend, USC. Because USC, they were voted to finish second in the conference at the start of the year. And then they had a really crappy season. They haven't lived up to their expectations. But on paper, on their roster, they are so much better than what their record shows. And they have the 8-9 matchup. So they're playing against Washington. I would imagine that they beat the Huskies and then they play the number 1 seed, which is Arizona.
All right. Well, that's the game to look out for sure. Justin Spears, ESPN Radio. We're going to keep the conversation moving on to podcast broadcast. We'll wrap things up with your beef tip after music from Weezer on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Look at that. I almost seem like a professional in the way that I
No, that was very professional.
I know, man.
Speaking of professional,
Yeah, okay.
Justin, what's your quick take on Jake Paul versus Tyson? Who you got?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Throwing a curveball at
Is
me.
that
My
You
goodness.
think that's 100% professional wrestling fixed where they're going to have a Jake
Yes.
Paul look good?
Hot take.
Yeah.
Yeah, because listen, 57-year-old Mike Tyson, that's his age right now, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Still a killer.
You look at his training videos. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, monster.
I don't want the smoke from 90-year-old Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
There's just something that'll always be inside him that I don't want to mess with. But, man, this just feels rigged.
It does. And you know why you know that it is rigged is because the odd makers right out the gate consider Jake Paul the overwhelming favorite. I think he's negative 300 against Mike Tyson. And if that isn't a tell, then nothing else is, right? So it will seem like it's going to be like a Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather type situation where the goal is to make Jake Paul look as good as possible without, having Mike Tyson lose face. Essentially, that's what happened with Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. Logan Paul gets the bragging rights that he went the distance with the undefeated champion. And Floyd Mayweather gets another quote unquote victory, but also a shit ton of money backed up to his bank account. So he was more or less just bragging about the bank robbery that he committed in front of the world.
I'm still holding on to my fantasy though about Mike Tyson, even though they have probably a no knockout clause or whatever rules they agree to beforehand going on.
Which good luck.
I hope it goes like full Hollywood, like movie style, where like the boxer has too much pride. Like Tyson just snaps on the inside and just goes haywire on him. and just like knocks him into Valhalla.
We'll see, and we got to add more on that. But I do have to squeeze in Rico's 5-star review from this morning, in case you missed it. One little something like this. Check it out. I see you there in Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. If you don't know by now, my good friend Rico goes out to various businesses around the Tucson area, and when he has a pleasurable experience, he immediately rushes to Google right after to share with the world how things went and leave a 5-star review. And in case you haven't heard one from now, where did you go recently here, Rico?
This time around, it wasn't exactly too much of a business, but more of a recreational area.
Oh, nice. And you had a pleasurable experience?
I very much did.
Do tell.
All right. So I've been seeing a lot of ads for Amazon Prime's reboot of the best movie of all time, Roadhouse.
Oh, Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
Yes.
Now I'm cautiously excited because how does one outdo an already perfect roundhouse kick or throat rip?
True.
Having been a bouncer for many years, I've used this movie as a Bible of sorts. Dalton is an American icon and a cinematic example of what men should strive for and strive to be. Mullets, machismo, and Tai Chi. I place him above Aragorn from Lord of the Rings and Nicolas Cage in Con Air.
Wow.
I live by the quote, I want you to be nice until it's time not to be nice. I try to stay in the nice zone as much as possible, but sometimes the danger zone is just too dangerous. And that's when I start throat ripping and kicking.
Oh.
Anyway, like Dalton, on my off time, I've had to find many ways to tame the beast within. It needs a barbed wire cage with a Bait Volk locking combination. It needs a few armed guards and not just a zookeeper. Drinking boba tea and doom scrolling on TikTok just feeds the beast. Sometimes weightlifting just arouses the beast. There's a reason why Dalton chose Lakeside Tai Chi. It takes a topless spiritual warrior dance meditation to choke the beast into submission. The problem is, we're in Tucson and lakes are hard to come by.
Yes, they are.
At least lakes without hippies and vagrants. I needed both the solitude and for the right people to bear witness to my demigod showmanship. Luckily, one of my friends has a rich uncle who lives in a gated community called the Lakes at Castle Rock. After a quick Google search, this lake seemed very fitting. I avoided Lakeside Lake off of Golf Links because the name was lazy as hell.
Yes, Lakeside Lake.
What?
Yeah.
And didn't have the right aesthetics. Silverbell Lake was a bit too far out off the 10, and some reviews said it smelled like garlic.
Ugh.
My beast loves garlic. Best avoid. The lake at Castle Rock was not only gated in keeping poor, smelly people out, it looked pristine. And maybe there were some rich people in the residential area looking for a star bouncer to watch over many of their dive bars they use as a front or money laundering operation. So when my friend went to go visit their uncle a few days ago, I sat passenger in the car, and when we got in, I immediately jumped out of the moving car and did a perfect tuck and roll off the pavement.
Nice.
And stood and strolled into the grassy area. It's all about first impressions.
Oh, yes.
When I got to the lake, my toned, semi-bloated, I had birria tacos earlier, body was already glistening with sweat as I began to unbutton my Tommy Bahama shirt to ascend into greatness. I had pajama pants on with Chuck Taylors, and I got on my phone and looked up Asian Zen music to play, but had to wait 30 seconds for ads. After listening to Allstate try to sell me insurance, I put my phone on the grass and did my best to emulate Dalton's moves. My hands flat and moving like paper in the wind. My arms dancing like calculated horny pythons. My legs like trees branching out into the cosmic quantum chaos. A well-dressed elderly couple walked by staring at me, and I pretended to pay them no mind, but actually hoped they were technologically savvy enough to record me and share on old people TikTok. My legend must grow. I noticed the residential buildings nearby had some windows open, so it was only a matter of time before some nosy folks started asking questions and gazing in wonder.
True.
I stopped momentarily as another ad began to play, and I realized I had to really pee. But just as I was about to go in the lake, I heard, "Hello, sir!" Security guard.
Oh, no.
But I just ignored him as I was already trying to appear cool as heck. We just had a few of the residents ask about you since nobody has seen you here before. So I did a crane pose and put my hands into prayer hands and faced at him with my eyes closed. If I don't tame this beast, the beast will be unleashed and no man will be able to stop it, I said in a hushed tone. He then got on his walkie-talkie and said some authoritative stuff about trespassing or something. So I took a loud, deep meditation breath to confuse him and made a bird noise before grabbing my phone and ran as fast as I could towards the entrance gate where I hid in a bush, texting my friend to come pick me up. I still really had to pee, but my loud Asian music was still playing and people spotted me in the bush.
Oh, no.
Luckily, after my friend got me, we hit up the closest McDonald's. Yellow arches for yellow emergencies. Anyway, I hope the film does the iconic masterpiece justice.
Our podcast broadcast. Sorry about that.
Just on the good part.
I know. It was a really good part, dude. And I'm sorry about that.
I'm excited for Roadhouse.
Roadhouse is a fan. I know you are. I can tell you're excited for Roadhouse. As you know, not only is it a movie that you idolized growing up, but now you've been a bouncer, a door guy, at various establishments here for your entire adult life, dude. That's how I met you. And you're still a door guy at the Owls Club. And the Owls Club is just, it's not hi-fi. It's not on, like university. So you're not getting the action that I know you crave. I know you want to roundhouse people, but these people are too sophisticated for a basement bar.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
I know.
So if you guys want to come out and get crazy, let's make this happen.
What's interesting to me though is that you want a roundhouse so much, but also your pants are so tight. So can you even? How high can your roundhouse go?
Yeah, you want to make people think they're safe from the roundhouse.
Are they stretchy type
they're
pants?
They're like the Chuck Norris pants. Yeah, they stretch.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roundhouse.
All right. Well,
you do enough naked topless Tai Chi next to a park, you'll see.
Okay. Well, then I guess before we get into a beef tip, I just want to give a heads up to any listeners out there. If you want to help Rico's dreams come true and you want to be roundhouse kicked to the face by him when you're blackout drunk, go to the Owls Club.
Come on down.
I dare ya. Roadhouse.
Leave the brass knuckles at home.
Well, we had a great time, great panel as always. This Thursday we're gonna have TJ Miller on the show. That's gonna be good. And we'll talk about what he's been working on. We're gonna have Herb Stratford return. Tomorrow morning we'll continue to give away tickets for Breaking Bad and Stained, and also Five Finger Death Punch and Marilyn Manson. That's just a little bit of the listener bait. And Robin Nash is going to be up next with your keyword at 11:15. So you can score yourself $2,024 as part of the Rock One 2.1 Cash Pal. Before we end the show, I'd like to give you a beef tip. And I know a lot of people out there looking for new jobs. And the hardest part of a job is a job interview, right? And you don't want to mess up that job interview. So I'm going to give you things that the 5 things that can torpedo your chances at a job interview. Okay. So the first thing, asking them to cover interview related expenses like parking or tolls. Companies will communicate up front if they're going to cover stuff like that. But if you go in there like, hey, can you validate me? They're like, whoa. Why did you park in validation? Like, this is public parking all over the place. This is Tucson. But yeah, or ask them for 75 cents to pay for your meter. No. Talking about your personal life too much. Broad strokes are okay, but don't waste your time by rambling on and on about your kids or how much you love golf or that chick that you've been dating. They don't want to hear that, and that's going to torpedo your chance at a job interview. Too much name dropping. That's going to be one of them. Exaggerating, of course, you don't want to do that. And, of course, most importantly, attaching a D-pic to your headshot in your resume when you send that in.
That explains why I don't get hired. Okay,
exactly.
Thank you.
So don't do that. That's all the time we have for the show. Thank you for listening. Drive safe, ride safe, and rock local. Later.
Actually, that's not true. That is exactly why. Yeah, you gotta let him get the D joke. It's exactly how Rico got hired. I worked for the firefighter. Just wait for that.
Peanut butter cup. Why can't I hear myself? What the hell's going on?